Hello there, beauty ravers, and if you're new here, welcome to my channel. My name is Raven, and this is where I like to rave about beauty. If you would ever so kindly hit that like and subscribe button to become part of my little family here on YouTube, it means so much to me. Now, without further ado, let's jump on in to the video. Hi guys, today I have a super exciting video for you because I found out that Colourpop was making a Powerpuff Girl themed palette, and my heart got oh so happy, and then it got oh so broken because I saw what they did with it. And personally, it's just not my vibe. I'm going to pop up a picture here so you can see it and decide if it's your vibe, and if it is, that's great. I'm so happy for you because I really wanted it to be mine, so honestly, I'm very happy if it's yours. But I was thinking, hey Raven, you know, you have a lot of singles, a lot of bright, colorful shades that represent Powerpuff Girls in my opinion, and why not make your own color story using the shades you already have in your collection? So that is what I went ahead and did, and I'm going to show you the shades that I picked out and what I think this palette should have been. So let's go ahead and jump on into it. So right here I have the palette that I put all of my singles that I think represent the Powerpuff Girls. Let me show you what I came up with. This is the color story, and I know the pan shapes kind of bug me because they're not in order and they're not organized because they're different sizes, and that's just something I'm going to have to live with. However, I think this color story is much more appealing. I don't think we needed all those neutrals, honestly. Does anybody need all those neutrals? At this point, if you have 5 palettes in your collection, you probably have all of those neutral shades and some. But you probably don't have these colorful shades, or maybe you do, and maybe you can recreate this palette too. So if you do, maybe this will give you some inspiration to shop your own stash and make your own palette using your shadows you already have. And if not, maybe it'll just be a fun video for you to watch anyway. Hopefully anyway. But now I'm going to go through each shade and tell you which brand and shadow name I picked out for each one, and I'll show you why I did what I did with this palette. If you can see, I definitely went ahead and made about a color story for each Powerpuff Girl. We have our green section over here, which is of course for Buttercup, my favorite Powerpuff Girl. We have our pinky orangey section for Blossom, as always, the leader of the pack. And then we have our yellows and blues, which I definitely think was a big missed opportunity on Colourpop's part not putting a yellow in that palette. But because Bubbles has yellow hair, what do you mean we don't need a yellow? You're insane if you think that's the case. So I'm actually wearing the Bubbles look I created today with the Bubbles little 4-pan in this palette. But I am going to show you the 3 different looks that I create here in a second after we go through each shade. So let's go ahead and do that, and then we'll jump into the eye looks. So the first shade we have here is a nice bright green for Buttercup, of course. And this is the shade Vibrant Lime Green from Coastal Scents. Coastal Scents is no longer in business, unfortunately, so you cannot get this shadow anymore, but I'm sure you have a bright green in your collection, and if not, many brands do. Next we have this bright lime green shimmer, again for Buttercup. This is the shade Sour Apple from Give Me Glow Cosmetics, and this is still available on their website. I will be also swatching the entire palette for you guys at the end, so just stay tuned for that. Now I actually have no idea where this shadow came from, but I have it in my collection. It's not quite black, but it's a very deep brown. If I'm being honest, I wanted to put in a black here, and I probably would have used the black from the side-by-side Nabla palette. It's my favorite black in my collection. The only reason I didn't put a black in this place is because I actually don't have a single shadow black matte or shimmer, which I really wish I did have both of, and I need to add that to my collection here soon. But I went ahead and put this one in because it's the closest thing to a black that I have currently. And lastly, for the Buttercup section, I went ahead and went with Celestial. This is from Lethal Cosmetics, and this is a very shifty topper shade. It shifts from an icy white to a lime green, which is absolutely beautiful and fitting for Buttercup, I think. Next, moving into the Bubbles section, we have the shade Bubbles from Give Me Glow. Is this not the most fitting color you've seen for Bubbles? It's literally named after her, and it's the most perfect blue. I mean, it literally looks like Bubbles. I mean, I couldn't not put this in the palette. Then we have the shade Going Bananas from Give Me Glow as well. It's also, I'm wearing all of the Bubble shades on my lids today, but I will show you that look here in a second, so just stay tuned for that. Next we have this deep blue matte from Pinky Rose Cosmetics. I'll be honest, this isn't my favorite matte formula ever, but it did the job. I put it in my crease today. It worked. It builds okay. Not the best, but it does build, so it's fine. Then I have this shade from Natasha Denona. This is from the Jubilee palette. I don't remember the shade name on this actually, but it's just a pale yellow, And actually, if I'm being honest, if I had a matte, vibrant yellow, kind of like the yellow in the Glam Light Cake palette, that's what would have gone in this palette instead of this shade. However, I don't have a single that's a matte yellow, so I went with this one instead, and I think it's a pretty good inner corner and brow bone highlight, honestly. Then for my Blossom part of the palette, we're going to start us off with the shade Janae from Divina Cosmetics, which is a hot pinkish red. It's really beautiful, and I think it's perfect for Blossom because she's right between the pink and the red. I also went with this bright orange matte from Pinky Rose Cosmetics because I feel like this was fitting as well for Blossom because she does have the orange hair. Then I went with Prophecy from Cleona Cosmetics because this is a bright pink, almost like icy pink. It's really beautiful, and I think it's fitting for the palette. And lastly, I went with this shade Watermelon from Give Me Glow Cosmetics. This shade I think is being discontinued, but I think it's a beautiful bright pink matte. It's perfect for Blossom. And I believe it's still on sale right now for like $3.50. So if you love Give Me Glow the way I love Give Me Glow, maybe hop on that. Alright, now I'm going to swatch the palette for you. Then we're going to jump into the 3 different eye looks for each Powerpuff Girl. And then I'm going to share some fun Powerpuff Girl facts with you because I did a little binge watching of the Powerpuff Girls last night. I wasn't feeling my best, so all day I just laid down and watched Powerpuff Girls. It was a marathon, if you will. And I found out some things while watching that I might have not known beforehand, and maybe you don't know either, and I'd like to share those fun facts with you. So let's go ahead and jump into the swatches, then the looks, and then the fun facts at the end. how were those looks? And are you ready for the fun facts? Let me know. Which one was your favorite look? Also, I really want to know, which one is your favorite Powerpuff Girl? Mine was always Buttercup, personally. You know, it's pretty fitting for me. I'm a little edgy girl, a little rough on the outside, you know, a little fighter. That's me. That's my vibes, you know. But also Bubbles was a close runner-up because I'm also a crybaby at times and a little bit shy. You know, I got that anxiety and stuff. But yeah, those are my two favorites. But Buttercup will always be my number one. I want to know yours though. So now let's jump into some fun facts about the Powerpuff Girls, and maybe you didn't know these things. So I have this like talent, I guess you could call it. When I watch things that have voice actors, I can almost immediately tell you that what other voices they've acted in, if that makes sense. So like if I hear a show playing, I can tell you if they're in another show. Like if that same voice actor acts for another character in a different show, I'm 9 times out of 10 going to be able to tell you that. And I think it's because I watch TV shows to go to sleep at night, so I don't have my glasses on, but I hear everything, but I can't see anything. So I think I've come more to terms with hearing things and relating to sounds more than I do actual sights. So I think that's why I'm really good at it. But anyways, I was sitting there watching it last night and I'm like, Buttercup is definitely Tommy Pickles from Rugrats. And I'm 100% right. So if you haven't noticed it, watch it again and I promise you, you're going to hear it and you're never going to be able to look at it the same. Same with Bubbles. Actually, Bubbles is pretty talented. I had to write down all the ones she voices because she voices quite a few different people. She's the voice for Dill Pickles in the Rugrats. She's also Raven in the Teen Titans. And she's also Timmy Turner. And I believe she's a few other characters as well. She's a lot. Bubbles is a very, I think her name is Tara Strong. She is a very well-beloved voice actor. If you guys didn't know, I didn't personally. Maybe you guys did, and maybe this is just a fact and it's not a fun one because you already knew it. But for me, it was a fun fact, so I wanted to share that with you. Also, the mayor is actually SpongeBob. What? I didn't know that. He's also the Ice King. I'm shocked to hear all these things. I knew he was the Ice King when I heard him on the TV last night, but when I looked it up, I saw that he was also the voice actor for SpongeBob. I didn't know he was ever SpongeBob, so that was a fun fact for me. But those are my fun facts I wanted to share about the Powerpuff Girls. I would love to know if you have any, and if you know any other voices that are in the show that are in different cartoons as well, please do let me know. But that's gonna wrap it up for me today and my remake of the Powerpuff Girl palette from Colourpop. Let me know, do you like my palette more, or do you like Colourpop's palette? Do you think it was perfect the way it was? Should I not have changed it? Who knows? We're allowed to agree, we're allowed to disagree, we're allowed to have all the opinions and feelings we want, and we can still be friends, and that's fine. But that's gonna do it for me today. I hope that you have a wonderful day and stay beautiful. Mwah.